Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty fun news to go talk about over here. We have, number one, Xbox is actually apparently now working on a brand new VR headset. Although it's not like a full-on one-to-one Xbox thing, it is a little bit of a cool combination and also MetaQuest combination. We'll talk about that and also kind of talk about the expansion of what Xbox is doing, because we're also now seeing some big cloud gaming updates when it comes to Xbox as a whole. And as well, Xbox users are also getting a bunch of really cool free stuff. So just want to do a quick little Xbox video, because a lot of interesting small news segments came out, so do a little boom 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 for all of you guys in general. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, with the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys want to follow, and of course give me your thoughts and comments on everything all down below. Now, as you guys probably know, PlayStation did just go get their own PlayStation VR, which I think at the end of the day turned out and worked out pretty well. But the one big issue with that is that it wasn't really selling super good, and we haven't had a lot of really big major games in correspondence with it, which makes me a little bit on the sad side. But when it does come with the whole consoles as a whole, we are now seeing them kind of expanding into other horizons when it comes to mobile, when it comes to cloud gaming, when it comes to streaming, when it comes to PC, everything of the above. But right now it's kind of cool because Xbox is doing a partnership with a few other various bigger companies on the planet, where an Xbox VR headset is now on the way, but it is technically a somewhat more limited edition MetaQuest version of it, and they actually do have a proper partnership going on. So Microsoft and Meta's VR partnership is now expanding to Xbox branded headsets, and at least it's kind of more tempering up the waters. Now, this isn't a crazy thing, but don't forget Xbox is, in my honest opinion, kind of been slacking in terms of overall partnerships. So think like the I scratch your back, you scratch mine, big gaming vibes from a lot of various big, people. I feel like Xbox and Microsoft as a whole has kind of always done their own thing. Now, it's worked out well for them because they're pretty much the most expensive company in the entire planet and make a lot of money and integral towards PCs, obviously. But it's kind of interesting because they want to focus, and they should focus on other things besides pure PCs. Xbox itself expanded to other gaming horizons, mobile, their own game store, or even things like VR. Now, once again, VR is still very niche and it's not the most intriguing vibe ever, but I mean, it's cool. So either way, Microsoft is now officially teaming up with Meta to create a limited edition MetaQuest VR headset that is inspired by Xbox. While both Microsoft and Meta aren't sharing full details on this full VR headset, it sounds like it's simply going to be a skinned MetaQuest 3 or future unannounced version, so maybe actually some brand new stuff that actually comes bundled only with an Xbox controller. So this isn't kind of like the craziest news, but more of the potential news is in the fact that it seems like Xbox might be at least partnering up or might be trying to go push at least a little bit into VR. Now, as you guys probably know, the PlayStation VR 2 didn't really do that well. It didn't sell, not many good games, and I mean, it still could come back and still could do well, but it didn't do that good in the grand scheme of things. And Xbox, in theory, is a somewhat more integral PC-based company. So think when it comes to PC, you have Steam, a lot of VR games that based on Steam. I have my own VR Vive headset, literally right behind me. I literally have it literally right here in my hand itself. And this is a big boy, don't get me wrong, but it's more integral when it comes to PC. And obviously, what is Microsoft, as I mentioned, PC. So you would kind of think Xbox and Microsoft would be one of the better companies to make a deep dive into VR. So it's intriguing because we're working together again with Microsoft, coming from Meta, to create a limited edition MetaQuest, inspired by Xbox. Says Meta in an announcement today. It's part of Meta's opening up its operating systems that power its Quest VR headset to third-party hardware makers, which is big. Asus and Lenovo are creating dedicated headsets that run the Meta Horizon OS, but the partnership with Microsoft sounds like it's simply a limited edition headset. So basically, they have had a chance maybe to kind of tip their toes into this. So maybe the idea is maybe embracing maybe cloud gaming into VR. Now, I'm going to focus on that a little bit. That's just general talks, but in theory, they make a lot of sense. So if you have a VR headset, one big issue is games are still expensive. People who are making games on VR are not really making a lot of money, because there aren't a lot of sales, and that's kind of been the big issue with the PlayStation VR. But the one thing with Microsoft is Microsoft has a lot more money to spend. PlayStation's a big company, Sony, PlayStation, but there is a limit. Now, Xbox and Microsoft, the difference between the two companies, at least in terms of console-wise, very similar. PlayStation's doing better, but in terms of overall company as a whole, Xbox is a huge Huge difference. More so Xbox, Microsoft, not, you know what I mean. So this is the point where they can actually go and invest money into it. Like if Microsoft wants to go have VR, they can have VR. But that's the one big thing is if they want to go and integrate a lot of the VR ecosystem, it's not the biggest gaming niche out there, but there's definitely a few million people who really do enjoy VR or would be inspired to join VR or have owned VR headsets like me who'd be down to go buy new stuff or integrate into things like Game Pass. And obviously they want to go and sell Game Pass, and it seems very cool because right now they can have a lot of the Facebook, Meta Quest folks out there, and if you get all the Facebook users or Instagram users into your gaming ecosystem, maybe more of a casual gamers as well, this is a huge hit. At least in my opinion. So an Instagram post, CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the version of the headset that is being teased today comes out of the box with Xbox controllers and Game Pass. So you can immediately just start playing on a big screen anywhere you go. Like, you guys see what I just said? Like, boom. Microsoft has a mixed history with VR headsets, though, on the Xbox side, which has led the company partnering with Meta more closely recently, which these are some of the biggest companies in the entire planet, and it's also things that PlayStation's not working with, too, as well. A document leak in 2012 detailing Xbox One plans showed that Microsoft had considered Kinect glasses, codenamed Project Fortzella, which is a weird name. Those never came to life with the launch of the Xbox One console, but Microsoft then created a more powerful Xbox One X version that was supposed to be VR capable. We've architectured this and such that something will be able to plug right in and work, which is how VR should work. You have Game Pass, you have a VR headset, you put it on, you download and stream a game out there, and you have a bigger access and catalog of games, which I do think a lot of VR headsets are really slacking and really need. So I think this is bigger than you'd probably go and expect when it comes to overall updates. Now, we also had a big cool change up too as well for just big Xbox changes, where Xbox Cloud gaming updates are coming out, or basically, as of right now, the games that are purchased from the Microsoft Store are now appearing on the service itself. So previously, only games available on Game Pass and Fortnite could never be played via the cloud gaming. So this update reflects Microsoft's commitment to expanding the capabilities of Xbox Cloud Gaming, and this is another side feature. Like you work maybe into VR and make it so it's seamless into streaming or Game Pass to play any game you want on VR. And then at the same time, let's say you go buy a game. You can basically have it streamable, accessible, and shows up on your UI, and basically just integrates everything from all their gaming ecosystems. Because there is streaming, which is different than Game Pass, which is different than the Microsoft Store, which is different from the Xbox Store, which is also different from Xbox Live, although that's been phased out. And as well, now we have this VR. So you are seeing how it's kind of being stretched out way too much. And I do think one of my biggest critiques on the Xbox UI has always just been trying to go and fine-tune everything. You want to go and have everything very easy, all in the same click, whatever's the best option. If the game's not downloaded, automatically go to streaming. If you want to maybe have an option to download the game, make sure it's very accessible in the UI. And basically make everything all together all at once, because there's almost no reason not to. Why would you not want to? Make it so anyone, if you're on the website, you can go check it out at the end of the day. So I do think they're pushing a lot more extra stuff over here. People are very excited, saying really great news. I remember seeing a quote from Xbox saying that they plan to have it this year, and they actually delivered. Like, I got to give a lot of credit towards Xbox. They are delivering. Finally, hope this means lower cost streaming hardware is still in the future, which will also be nice for long-term stuff such as VR, as I was talking about, or as well such as things such as like a USB stick, Game Pass stick on your phone, mobile, on lesser laptops or whatever it might go and be. They're hoping for higher bit rates too. It's basically just kind of prepping up the future of Xbox. It's probably going to blow everyone out of the water. You have things like VR, you have things like streaming, you have things like Game Pass. They already have a lot of these systems out there, and they're like 80% of the way there. But you always need to be the first mover to make these things better long term. And it does kind of seem like right now they're, because I always have the PS5 guy out there. But a lot of people are saying like, hey, this is huge. Like games like Call of Duty is so big, and you could have cloud gaming make things like Call of Duty or those huge 100 gigabyte games is very accessible, even so you don't have to uninstall and reinstall all the time. And as well, just kind of opens up doors once again for Windows laptops buying from the store and playing on their device, not for gaming devices. Like everyone's saying these are all big wins. This is the last thing that Xbox xCloud was missing. These are countries that mine like can't play cloud gaming because of the crazy latency, even though they got good internet. Wild Hunt, they want to obviously go get that. But it kind of seems like a lot of people are happy with this. They just say they remote play, they go play games. I hope this will be this year. And everyone else is being like, this is all around good news. And now, last but not least, another huge partnership is that Xbox actually now has the really cool Apple TV deal. This was ongoing for PlayStation for quite some time. So Microsoft's been making some good waves. They're doing all these really big business deals with everyone, showing that Amazon basically has cool shows and other cool ideas, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you can still get Apple TV. Like, you have HBO, you have Amazon, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, Apple TV is still cool. You can still utilize that as well. And they've had other deals before with Xbox and PlayStation, but it's free stuff either way. So you get like 3 months for free if you do have your Microsoft subscriptions going on too as well. And I think this is all around cool news. So at the end of the day, I do think Xbox had a really good gaming news. Cool updates. The future of Xbox is crazy. The future of consoles are crazy. The VR is crazy. Everything. And I myself am personally very excited to go and see what's going on. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments on everything down below. Thank you guys all so much for watching, for existing, for everything. You guys are all beautiful. I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow for some more brand new videos.